For the past 3 seasons, Clemson had an inherent antidote to tight games, languid performances and the specter of a paradigm-changing upset. Former Tigers quarterback Deshaun Watson gave the team a relentless spark, icy nerves and a knack for fourth-quarter magic. With Clemson looking lost on offense, tired on defense and playing the second half without injured quarterback Kelly Bryant, the Tigers never found a spark against Syracuse in the Carrier Dome on Friday night. The number 2 Tigers fell to the unranked Orange, 27-24, ending the longest winning streak in the country at 11 and throwing an unexpected wrench into the college football playoff race. It was just Syracuse's second-ever victory over a team ranked number 1 or number 2 in the Associated Press poll, giving second-year coach Dino Babers a signature victory to continue to build his program around. "They outplayed us and outcoached us," Clemson coach Dabo Swinney said. "Give them a ton of credit." Swinney certainly got the outcoached part right, as this game will lead to endless second-guessing on a weekend Swinney had planned to go spend in Tuscaloosa with his old teammates from the 1992 Alabama title team. Swinney had a brutal night on the sideline, as Clemson looked undisciplined, uninspired and like they started the wrong quarterback. Clemson accounted for 119 penalty yards and were ultimately undone by poor special teams, which included 2 missed field goals by Alex Spence. The most glaring Clemson blunder cost the Tigers their chance to touch the ball in the game's final 6 minutes, as the Tigers attempted a fake punt on 4th and 6 from the Syracuse 41 with 6:10 remaining. Punter Will Spears essentially threw a meek 25-yard lob pass that didn't have a prayer of being completed. Instead, it landed on the ground with the Tigers down 27-24, and they never touched the ball on offense again. "That's a freshman," Swinney told reporters after the game. "I put him in that situation. It's on me." Clemson coach Dabo Swinney left congratulates Syracuse coach Dino Babers after an NCAA college football game, Friday, October 13, 2017, in Syracuse, New York. Syracuse upset Clemson, 27-24. AP photo Adrian Krause, more. Clemson has faced Alabama in the past 2 national title games and the first half of this college football season, at least until Friday night, did nothing to doubt the potential of a title game trilogy. Clemson could certainly return to the title game, as it won the national title last year after losing to Pittsburgh in November. But after falling to a 23-point underdog, the biggest upset pulled on Clemson in the past 40 years according to ESPN Stats and Info, daunting questions loom over the program. They begin with the health of Bryant, who moved so poorly because of a bum ankle that Swinney appeared foolish for playing him. Without his usual elusiveness, Bryant got slammed into the turf by Syracuse's Chris Slayton, a 315-pound behemoth, late in the second quarter. In a move that looked out of a WWE ring, Slayton grabbed Bryant by the waist and spun him around. It ended with Bryant's head slamming into the turf, a violent hit that was completely legal. ESPN reported that Bryant ended up with a concussion as he laid on the ground for several minutes with little movement after Slayton ragdolled him. He eventually walked slowly back to the locker room and didn't return. Bryant came into the game hobbled, as he missed a majority of the second half of the Wake Forest game last week with an ankle injury. Bryant never looked comfortable in the first half, moving gingerly the few times Clemson asked him to run with the ball. Clemson coaches have to wonder if playing him for short-term results could end up costing the Tigers in the long term. Syracuse quarterback Eric Dungey put on the performance of his life. He finished with 278 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and stayed collected despite getting sacked 6 times. Clemson lineman Clelin Ferrell accounted for 3.5 of them. Cole Murphy's 30-yard field goal proved the difference, but the reality is that Clemson needed a 63-yard fumble return, a Syracuse touchdown called back on a poor pass inference call, and a late second-quarter goal line stand to stay in the game in the first half. This wasn't a fluke. The Orange outplayed a team they lost to 54-0 last November.